So tips that I have learned or things that I found have worked for me as far as managing your IBS. Take a probiotic. Honest to God, this is one of the first things that my doctor told me. The first thing, she goes, you need to take a probiotic. And I know they can be very expensive. So she told me instead of taking 2 a day, just take the 1 a day, but try to be conscious about keeping certain things in your diet that contain natural probiotics like yogurt, and just things like that. So that is one thing I do, and I think it really does kind of help my overall gut health, or at least it's supposed to. So take a probiotic. Another thing is really pay attention to food. And I know that that really sucks to have to do, because you want to just be able to eat what you want to eat and enjoy what you want to enjoy and not have to be that kind of annoyance or party pooper with your friends. I say that, but actually a lot of people, at least all of my friends and family, have been super, super understanding about it. And they would rather compromise and go to a restaurant where there's more of a variety for me to eat than to see me in pain later on that night. But definitely pay attention to what bothers you. Try the elimination or low FODMAP diet, even if you've done it before. If you're still experiencing symptoms more often than you think you should, try it again. Try eliminating things from your diet, anything that could be a potential factor, and then reintroduce them one by one and see if any of your symptoms happen. And dear God, when you're trying to figure this stuff out, please keep a food journal. That is something that I did not do at first. And once I actually sucked it up and forced myself to do it, it helped a lot more than I initially thought it would, because you don't remember every single little thing that you put into your body 7 days ago, 8 days ago, 13 days ago. So it really helps to just kind of have that log to look back on and kind of go, okay, I'm noticing that every single time I eat pasta or any kind of bread product, my symptoms happen. Okay, maybe gluten or something in those products bothers me. See what I mean? You notice patterns. Another way to try to alleviate some of your symptoms is to practice stress relieving activities. And I know that is so much easier said than done. I am one of the first people to get stressed out too easily or feel overwhelmed. And it's something I, to this day, am still working on. However, it really does help. Stress can be a huge trigger for IBS. It definitely is for me. So try and find that one or those couple of things that relaxes you, whether it's taking a bubble bath a couple times a week, whether it's going to yoga, whether it is being able to sit there and play your video games for at least half an hour a day or something like that. Just have something to help de-stress and decompress you, because it will seriously help with your symptoms. Another thing is, don't be afraid to take rest days. This is something that it took me a long time to come to terms with. I am such a go, go, go. I feel like I need to be productive more times than not. I get stir crazy being at home for too long kind of person. So it was hard for me in the beginning to kind of just force myself to stop and to sit there and say, okay, I don't need to run around like a maniac today. I need to relax and really try to give my body some R&R. There were times when I was still struggling to do that my body actually just forced me to, because I would have a flare-up. I'd wake up at like 3 in the morning and have a really bad flare-up and be up from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. after I had gone to bed at like midnight, and then maybe sleep from like 7 to 9 on my couch. And it would force me to really scale back the next day. So before you end up like me and get to that point, please don't be afraid to take some rest days. And that includes from the gym. Give your body some time to recuperate, not just your muscles, but also any kind of chronic condition you may have, such as IBS. Another thing is to drink water. I know this seems to be a very obvious and also overused tip that is given out throughout many facets of life, such as fitness, skin, overall health, and everything, but it seriously does help. Staying hydrated helps your body run better as the amazing machine that it is. It also helps your system naturally flush itself out better. Meaning, hopefully, those little pesky buggers that like to stay in your system and start to ferment and really tick off your IBS won't stay there, because water will just flush them right out. And last but not least, probably the most important thing that I have learned as far as trying to manage your IBS or digestive disorder is, please, dear God, please listen to your body. You know your body better than anyone else on this earth. If you feel like there's days where your energy level is not where it should be, don't push yourself too hard. I feel like this is kind of an obvious thing anyway, just in general life, even if you don't have a chronic disorder that can debilitate you for days at a time. But listen to what your body is trying to tell you. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to not eat something some days, don't eat it. There are days where certain foods that can be a trigger for me, I'm okay eating if I eat them in a very small portion. Other days, won't even touch it, because I can just tell. I listen to my body and I can just tell it would not react well to it that day based on what it has been doing all day. So please just listen to your body, know your body, pay attention to what it's trying to tell you. You will thank yourself in the long run in many ways, more than just managing your digestive disorder. And when it comes to your career, to managing your everyday life, your active lifestyle, your career that has you traveling or in front of a ton of people all the time that are counting on you, like mine, A, that's where those stress relief things come in handy. But B, don't be too hard on yourself. Know that this is not your fault, and no matter how much you work to manage this, there's still gonna be days, Lord, there's still gonna be days where it bothers you. No matter how good you've been, it's gonna bug you. It just happens. So don't be too hard on yourself, but also really try not to let it control you. You have this disorder. You are not this disorder as a whole. It does not define who you are as a person, just like any other disease or disorder does not define the human being that has it. It's just something that we have to deal with on a daily basis, and it's something that we have to be aware of and sometimes maybe cater to more than we'd like to, but it is not who you are. It does not control your life. That is something that I've really tried to live by ever since being diagnosed, and even before being diagnosed, when I really kind of knew something was wrong. I mean, I don't think I've ever canceled a gig because of a flare-up or anything like that. I came close once relatively recently, but I stuck it through. And I ended up being okay. The flare-up kind of calmed down a little bit by then. So just really try to obviously listen to your body. If you're in the middle of a really bad flare-up and it's not a good idea to do something, then don't do it. Or to go somewhere, then don't go. But really try not to let it rule your life. Don't let it stop you from going out with your friends to that festival or to those bars or to that concert. Don't let it stop you from taking a career that makes you travel a lot. I know travel can be a trigger for some people, but again, practice those stress relief strategies. It will get better if you learn how to properly manage it and if you just listen to your body. So that is all I have for you today. Again, I really wanted to be open and honest with you guys, and as someone who is more in the public eye, I kind of wanted to bring light to something that I feel like isn't always talked about, but is a lot more common than people would think. And I don't think it should be a taboo subject. I don't think it should be an uncomfortable subject. We all have bodily functions. We all have digestive systems. And also, I just kind of wanted to put it out there as well because I want to let you guys know that, like I said before, I really try not to let this run my life. I don't ever want it affecting my shows. And I know I don't have it as bad as some people, and I'm super, super blessed for that, but it is still something that can really affect my daily life sometimes and make me feel really crappy. So I am really, really getting better at managing it, and I will always continue to try to get better at managing it. And I never want it to come in between me being able to be on stage for you guys. But I just wanted to make you aware that that is something that sometimes happens. And if for some godforsaken reason it ever did interfere, please know I'm being legit about it. It's not because I don't want to be there or because I'm being a baby or anything like that. We're just gonna hope that never happens. I would absolutely hate for a flare up or something to like stop me from being on stage with you guys. I'd rather be totally open and honest with you and be like, hold on a second, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick, than to cancel the show. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts are about this. If any of you struggle with something like this or any kind of chronic digestive disorder or just disorder in general, please leave me some comments down below. I would love to hear about it, talk about it, learn about it. Let me know if you want me to go into more detail at all about any of the kind of little subjects that I talked about in this video. This is just kind of what I thought was the most pertinent pieces of information to have, but I probably could go more into depth with certain things. But let me know. Check out my social media at Brianna Grace Official. I'll post all the links to everything down below. Make sure to subscribe and turn on that bell notification so you know when I post new videos. Request some songs for me to do for cover videos coming up, and check out my schedule so you can come see me live somewhere soon because I would love to see you all in person. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.